So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on to another trait. You normally have no problems deliberating on the subject if you know thoroughly you are right. You have no problems deliberating on a subject if you know thoroughly you are right. Okay, you will seldom say, I know, even if you know you do not know. You will seldom say, I know, even if you do not know. If you know, even if you know, you do not know. Now, in the world of psychometry or assessments, no, there's a small difference between assessments and psychometry. In psychometry, you have all the freedom to answer the question. In assessments, an assessor will cross check and allow you to change your answer. That's why it's hard boiled. It's very adult sport. If you have been to assessment center once in your life, you are a different person. You are a different person. And I personally do not like to use psychological test. For the paucity of time, it is good, but then it is pure entertainment. It's a pure uh, uneconomic exercise. Many times people don't know the question, still they answer. In assessment center, if you don't know the question, you can say, please, I want to have a clarity, visual clarity, audio clarity, conceptual clarity before you decide to enter that debate, that answer. In an assessment center, you are allowed to debate. Therefore, people will not only know your answer, they'll know the reason behind the answer. It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful experience. I maintain if you have attended an assessment center once in your life as an assessee, it's an incredible change in you. So the choice is given to you. You can say a fashionable answer, but then remember, we are not looking at your moral aptitude. We are not testing your morality. We are not testing what you think is right, what you think is wrong. No, that's not our interest at this point of time. What is important for us is to know what you do normally, by hand, by action, in real life, in behavior, what you do, what you think. The other questions related to what you think also. It's not about what you should think and what you should do. So please, please, I request you to be honest with yourself. Otherwise, you have a chance to mislead you. But please take the first chance to lead you. You can lead yourself, you can mislead yourself. Choice is yours. You strongly believe that the validity of the person's point of view is directly proportional to his presentation, body language, etc. etc. We're going to have a separate chapter on body language. It's one of the most beautiful experiences of life. In the context of personality, it bears a very serious implications. It has a tremendous implication to real life. And there's a lot of fun also, but you'll have to wait for that. As I said, we are at a very elementary understanding about life, and ironically, we are talking about elemental traits. Elemental traits. By virtue of that, we mean A trait cannot replace B trait cannot replace C trait. They are so elemental that oxygen is oxygen and hydrogen is hydrogen. They are not replaceable. The atomic weight of oxygen is 16, and therefore it doesn't mean that we can make 16 hydrogen atoms from that. We can't. When you assert, you're simply putting a logic in the open and readily understood manner. Hear this out. You are putting your logic in an open space, open to everyone, and the logic is easily understood by others. That's your approach to doing things. Is that so? It is not so. That's your take, which will qualify you as a certain kind of person. You strongly believe that if you have facts, nobody can prove you wrong. You strongly believe you have facts. If you have, nobody can prove you wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we were talking about assertiveness. Assertiveness. On to the next trait. You believe that a part of the person rests in a position that he is given. It is by virtue of the position that he is given, the position he is given, that he acquires power. You strongly believe that part of the person rests in the position that he is given. You believe you are a final word on a certain subject. You believe you're a final word on the certain subject. To remind you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a test of morality. It is not about whether you should be doing this or you should not be doing this. It is about whether you do it, whether you do not do it. You hate to give reasons for your actions. You don't like people to ask you questions about why. You love to remain uncontested. We don't want any opponent to contest for the same position that you are contesting for. You don't want to see an opposition. I ask you, unless the bowler bowls at you, how can you hit the ball? But again, I maintain this is not a question of morality. Between power and possession, you will always prefer power. Between power and possession, you will always prefer power. Make no guesses wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, make no guesses wrong. We are talking about being authoritative. Being authoritative. Next, you have a presence. You have a presence that rules everybody's heart. You have a presence that rules everybody's heart. You have people watching in awe, watching you in awe most of the time. People love to deal with you. People fit you into one of their most liked category. And obviously, they fit you into one of their most liked category, and you are naturally effective. You're naturally effective in public dealings. You're naturally effective in public dealings. Make no guesses, we are talking about being beautiful. In case of men, being handsome. Being beautiful, being handsome. Whatever you call, be honest.